Hi guys, welcome back to August Love Story, the channel. My name is Artieka.
And I'm Tommy.
And today we are reviewing Married at First Sight, season 13. I think this is episode 18, but it's the reunion part 1.
Part 1.
If you guys haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and share this video to somebody you know that is ready for this season to be over, just like all of us are.
I'm kind of sad that the season is over, though.
Are you?
Yeah, I enjoyed this season much better than I enjoyed last season, but
I am ready to get the resolve of the reunions.
Mm-hmm.
And then also when people start doing interviews with people, because I want to know why.
Yeah.
Anywho, let us start.
Let us begin.
Rachel and Jose. So let's start off with the fact that Kevin is not in studio.
Yeah.
Because of COVID. And I'm like, I don't see how COVID is keeping you from being in the same room unless you got COVID, because they're all there together.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably it's probably what happened.
I don't know.
More than likely, he felt good and, just couldn't make it and had the home studio that thing.
I don't know. So Kevin started out with Jose asking him about the lockout situation. And Jose has rehearsed what his answer was going to be, which was, I didn't think she was going to come back, so I locked the doors. I'm like,
I just don't he missed me with that one. Like from day one when he first did it, I was just like, nah. There's no comeback from that. Especially maybe there's a comeback from that when y'all been together for a while and no, it's not. It's just not any type of comeback, especially because they're they've known each other for less than a month at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And so you lock her out and your thing is, oh, I thought she wasn't coming back. That's your answer to it, and she's accepting it. Now, the fact that she accepted, it voids everything that we're saying currently.
She wanted a husband.
Something. But
she's willing to take one by any means necessary.
Yeah. But the fact that he actually did that and he was like, I didn't know she was coming back. We'll find out. Just a matter of I want a person to be safe.
And she says that her phone and her keys were in the house. So why would you think that she would leave with no way to get anywhere?
Well, my question is with that, if all that stuff was in the house, how did she call her friend?
I don't know. I mean, if you're in a desperate situation and you know somebody's number by heart, if you see somebody in the hallway,
hey, bro, let me use your phone real quick.
Especially if you see somebody in the hallway that knows you live down the hall, they've seen you. Can I use your phone real quick? Yeah, sure. This is where I am. All right. Bye.
I guess you're right. But
especially a woman in distress.
Right. He just, man, you missed me with that one.
So they revealed that they have broken up with each other after they moved in with each other after decision day, but they're actively working on staying together. We did find out, which now makes sense, about Jose's lack of wanting to travel was because he goes all the way out. Like she said that they were staying in a place that was like $1,200 a night. And I was like, you can get an all-inclusive that's $1,200 for the week.
Yeah, that's one thing I never thought about. Why he, as a reason for him not wanting to travel is because he, when he does travel, he spends and he knows that about himself. So.
And Rachel's like, reel it back in. Don't nobody need all this.
Right.
And it's you're going to experience the place. Yes, would it be nice to stay somewhere that costs $1,200 a night? Sure. Can we do it on $1,200 for the week per person? Sure. It's possible. Do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I had for them. Did you have anything else?
Let's see. They do have some trips planned. I just thought it was funny when Rachel, like, somehow they showed a clip of Rachel explaining what Jose does, and she did a great job at the reunion. But when she was talking to her friends, she did a poor job of explaining, because I couldn't tell you what he did. I couldn't tell you what he did now.
I remember.
Do you?
Yeah, he like takes the pieces of the spacesuit.
Oh yeah. He actually has a cool job. That's really dope. Like, imagine like telling a kid, you know, showing a kid what he does. That's really dope.
Pouch for them to pee in.
Right. That's only one part of it. Right. But nah, that's it.
So Gil and Mirla. So we start out talking about Gil and him.
We getting into them. Okay.
I mean, I'm going in the literal. Oh no, I'm sorry, I jumped. Brett and Ryan. My bad. Thank you for saying that, because I thought I was going in the order. And I skipped over them completely. Brett and Ryan still not together.
We didn't we knew they weren't gonna be together. Like,
I mean, had to ask.
Yeah.
She was annoyed by everyone reminding her that she was not Ryan's type, and she's like, y'all keep forgetting he's not mine either.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know why it was so important for everyone. Like, literally everybody kept telling her, well, you're not really his type. And he didn't come on Married at First Sight and be like, must have blonde hair, blue eyes.
Right.
Look like a cheerleader. Like, no, that's not what he said. His sister showed up, basically had all these amazing things to say. She took a page out of Zach's book. Had all these amazing things to say, and then was like, by the way, she's been seeing someone.
Right.
Brett said no, which, gotta call out Brett. You were mad at him about being on the dating app. You got somebody's number. Regardless of if you were going to use the number or not, you got somebody's number while you were married.
Mm-hmm.
For the sole intention, excuse me, of this could turn into something later. That's completely not right.
Yeah.
And I mean, as much as you can say, oh, we never talked until after everything was done, it doesn't really matter. It's just as terrible as his. I wasn't gonna use the app until after we were completely done. Like, it is the exact same thing.
Yeah.
She just wasn't swiping on people or downloading the app. She was actively doing this in person.
So my question is, how is it that they find out this stuff, like, as rumors? You know, what is it that they're doing to find out this information?
Probably talking around the rest of the cast or the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have a crew member that's messy, and I mean, in some part, being on the crew, you got to have some type of messiness about you, because you got to make sure to, like, create the mess if it's not there.
Yeah.
But finding out something like, say, Brett had been with Rachel when this happened, and her and Rachel were talking about it, and a crew member was in the background. Well, that crew member's cool with Zach, and Zach tells Ryan, it gets out easily. Like, it's when things like that happen, in order for them not to get out, you got to be careful who you tell. And you also have to be careful, like, not just with who you tell, who knows who, because everybody knows everybody. Let's see.
Ryan also said that something happened. He's not believing her, Brett's nothing happened thing. You know.
I mean, I could understand why you wouldn't believe that nothing happened, because why are you going out and getting dudes' numbers and I'm your husband?
That's a major issue, man. And she gave a big fuss about.
I don't think she gave as big of a fuss.
I think she was clocked out.
Yeah, she was clocked out. She just said it to him because it came to her in the moment, because it literally happened on their drive back to the apartment after they did the letters to their younger self thing.
Yeah.
And she was just like, this happened. And he was like, I'm sorry. And she's like, All right.
One thing that I can respect from Brett is she didn't try to run away from it at the reunion.
True.
She did try to confuse people like rumors and facts, but she was like, "Hey, I did get a number."
Fake news.
Right.
You got anything else for them?
No, I really didn't have a lot for them.
All right. So Gil and Mirla, we'll start with, or not start, go to
I have quite a bit for them, though.
So we started out with Gil and his red bottoms. And if you see Gil in red bottoms, you automatically assume, Mirla's buying you some shoes.
Exactly.
They talked about on a scale of 1 to 10 how he felt about not getting kissed on his wedding day. He said it was a 1. I think we all knew that without asking for an imaginary scale.
Right.
And then Gil said that they have not been together since, what is it, like a couple of weeks after decision day?
Yeah.
He did say that he sold all of his things to move in with Mirla, and then she was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm like, Mirla is a heck of an actress. Because she sat there with Dr. Pepper and cried about how amazing this man was. And then this isn't going to work out. I'm confused.
I have like me and you talk about it all the time, but I have an issue with that. I'm pretty sure everybody else has an issue with the way that she handled that thing with him. Finding out like after this man, like knowing how you feel, not being truthful with this man. And that's the issue I have with Married at First Sight is people come on and try to put on a face.
It's a thing with reality TV in general. And of course, Married at First Sight is just a genre of reality TV. When people go onto reality TV versus scripted TV, your characters who you have to become. Yeah. Reality TV is them trying to create versions of themselves. Yeah. It's always why, like, when a person gets introduced to a reality TV show, not necessarily like Married at First Sight, but like the ensemble cast ones, like the Love and Hip Hops and the Real Housewives franchises and stuff like that. There's the before you get to see what you look like on TV, and then the after. People instantly change once they've been able to view themselves on TV, because they're like, that's not how I act. That's not me. Or I got to be a bigger personality than this because they got to keep me.
But it's like she didn't change anything. It's still like the thing that changed was kind of like when we ended the season, right? We was like, oh, Mirla and Gil, like they are a great couple and all this and all that.
You said that.
Who said me?
You said that.
Yeah, I did. She fooled me.
You said we. That's why I was making sure I said you said that.
I'm sorry. Me, not we, me. Just thinking that they're a good couple. Like he really charmed her. He really, wooed her. And like now they're gonna work with something. And then for her to come out at the the reunion and say, well, she just never was happy with him and didn't like him. She doesn't love him. And
you went through multiple episodes, the second half of the season, with I could not have prayed for a better husband.
Telling the experts this.
Everybody that would listen.
Yeah.
She was saying it in her confessionals. She was saying it to the castmates. She was saying it to the experts. And it's like, are you an actress? Because the way you were explaining things, you had people really believing that some type of tide had turned.
Me, I'm people.
You are. It was just really, really confusing. And then we got into the subject of, I think that was the next thing, was the subject of finances, where Gil says that he makes $100 more than Mirla bi-weekly, which, Gil, are you lying now or were you lying to your mama?
I don't know.
Because remember, he told his mama.
That math didn't add up.
Remember, he told his mama she makes double what I make. And then we get here and I bring home $100 more. The math ain't mathing.
Nah, it ain't. And I was like, wait a minute, hold it.
So did we come on this show and get together to try to be reality stars? Or
I don't know, but he seemed to be, like he said, he wasn't healed or, hadn't started healing from that whole process. He seemed to be very genuine about the whole thing, but Mirla seemed so cold on the reunion. I was like, dog, it's like she doesn't have any type of remorse for what she did, because it's like, if you felt that way, first off, you led this man on to thinking like one way and then you meant something totally different. The second thing is, when it comes to I'm sorry, didn't mean to make you feel that way, it's like it is what it is. No, it's not. That's an issue.
Absolutely.
That's a problem you caused on this man's life, because those 14 days after decision day, he can't get back. Those 8 weeks that y'all spent together working with each other, you wasn't being truthful.
I just want to know, like, were you lying then or were you lying now?
Like, at what point did it change?
Yeah, like at what point on both of them? Because the finances for him and my husband's so amazing for her.
My question to you is, how do you react to that? Like, as Gil, how do you...
You choose violence. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
How do you react to that as, being the person that, genuinely seemed to put their heart into what they were doing, but then it goes, the cameras go away and then all of a sudden everything is different?
I don't know. You move out, find you somewhere to live and keep it moving. Like, I need my name off of everything.
As if it never happened.
I mean, you go through therapy, but I can't harp on it forever, because harping on it doesn't change that this is the person that I agreed to marry. Yeah. Sight unseen. It's not really much.
That's like, man, that's just cold hearted, man. I just, it's crazy to think that somebody really would do that. Mm-hmm. And for what it like, because it's like, what did she get out of doing that? Like, what did she get out of doing this show? What did she get out of being untruthful? Because the same as he wasted his time, she wasted hers.
Everybody wasted their time. This entire cast was a waste of time. Man.
And then she talked about telling him that she would move out, but he moved out. Mm-hmm. Like, right. He's going to get out of there because it's like, I didn't want to live here.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I hope that they can both figure out the resolve within themselves for each other. And I do hope that somebody, it won't be us, but somebody can get Gil and Mirla separately on their channel to do an interview. Kojo, I believe in you. Because we have to figure out the somebody's lying part.
Yeah, somebody is lying.
Because somebody is lying.
Somebody's definitely lying.
Actually, everybody's lying.
Yeah. Gil lied.
We just need to figure out what we lying about.
Yeah, Gil lied about his money, but that's his money.
Gil lied in both, like, he's the one that came back and told us after he said she make double. Nah, I really make more. Did you not look at her check?
I don't know.
Or what? Somebody's lying.
I don't know. I don't count other people's money unless they pay me to.
But he brought this to me. I didn't ask him.
Anyway.
He bought me these lies. What
else you want to talk to about Gil and Mirla?
Nothing.
She is just truly a real villain. Like a true Cruella DeVille. You need to see that movie. That's a good movie. Okay. Cruella.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's all I have for them.
Oh, okay.
So the next thing was the guys got together. We did a whole package on Zach and Johnny's crying, and Lord Jesus, did both of them cry.
Didn't they? And walked out.
Just left.
Who had the best walkouts? I don't have to take this. I'm going home.
Zach was the true definition of I don't have to take this. I'm going home.
Man.
Would you please just let me leave? Damn. So all of the guys are shocked that Gil and Mirla broke up because they thought that things were really like working out for them. But it seemed like they were all hesitant to say that. So somebody's still lying.
Yeah, something else is we're missing something from the story. So Gil still calls her his wife too.
I mean, she is. They couldn't file for divorce until after.
I noticed something too when they were up there, Gil and Mirla.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't wearing his ring.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that, but she was.
She wasn't wearing her ring. She was wearing a ring
on her ring finger.
Yeah, it wasn't the ring that she got though.
Still signifying that she's married.
Signifying that I like jewelry.
Okay.
We did find out that Mirla likes single Rachel. And they think that that's part of the problem with Rachel and Jose working things out is that Mirla is in Rachel's ear about them being the fun girlfriends. I did notice that Johnny was doing a lot of speaking for both Mirla and Rachel. And when Johnny was about to say something about Mirla, Gil sat up and looked like, oh, you know something? Now, I know I've seen the rumors that Mirla and Johnny were dating, which I think was like the flash forward to the second part of the reunion when Mirla was like, it would be like somebody saying me and Johnny were dating. So I don't know how true any of that is. I can't see Mirla with a guy like Johnny.
I can see Johnny trying to pull Mirla, though.
Johnny is annoying.
Yeah.
At this point, so is Mirla.
I just feel for Gil, man.
Okay.
I feel for Gil. Anyway, go ahead.
I do feel sorry for him because he seems, at least in this moment, which he could be an actor too, that, you know, things with Mirla were not what he thought he was going to end up with. He thought he was making these great strides and things didn't happen.
It's not what he chose.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, after decision day, it's what you chose at that point.
You got anything else for this guy get together?
Zach is saying he has changed a lot on compromise. I still don't think he understands what compromise is.
You know?
Yeah.
All right. So that takes us into Michaela and Zach.
That does.
Michaela is on the set by herself. She says she needed to be able to speak without interruption.
Mark that. But go ahead.
Oh, because she interrupted him. She says she needs to learn how to manage her behaviors better. I think that everybody can agree with this. I hope that she's actually actively working towards managing her behaviors better.
The issue that I have with that is at 30 years old, that's a statement I don't feel like she should be saying.
I think that we all are works in progress. So if you figure out that this isn't working, you can actively work towards it.
Because that behavior, because she's so comfortable in that being her reaction to a stranger. Mm-hmm. Like a person she's known maybe like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks existed means that this behavior is nothing new. The fact that her sisters was like Hurricane K says that you have a behavior problem. Mm-hmm. So growing up, somebody because that's the thing. It's like it's not a new problem that you all of a sudden just
But we know people like this. We know people that are older than Michaela that are like this, that people be like, don't say nothing to her because she gonna get mad.
Do we?
Absolutely. I can name one for you directly. I'm not gonna do it because they might be watching these videos, but I can absolutely tell you one person that is like that in our lives, where people say, don't say nothing to her, she gonna get mad. And at this point, like, why? Why do I care?
I guess that's the nonchalant in me.
You're a person who doesn't care about this person getting upset.
Yeah.
But other people around them are like, don't say anything. She's going to get mad. Don't do this around her. She going to have something to say about it. People, family members specifically, enable those behaviors, especially when you're the baby of the family. Now, I don't think this person is the baby of a family. But it's like that. And especially because she has older sisters, they're just looking at it like, that's just how Michaela is.
Yeah, no, she should realize that a long time ago.
But if it's enabled, why do you change? Why would you change?
It still doesn't change the fact that she should have realized that a long time ago.
She didn't have to. I mean, I get it. She did. Everybody else is like, it's okay.
Okay.
It's Michaela. It's how Michaela acts.
All right.
You're upset with me because you know that this is true.
I'm not upset, but I just feel like we've said everything we could possibly say about that one statement. So
because you're arguing the fact. Her sister came out and said that the issue with Zach and Michaela was that they both wanted to be right. I feel like I can kind of see that. I feel like Zach definitely wanted to be right.
Oh, yeah.
Michaela, I guess their approaches to wanting to be right were very different. That's where I'm triggered with the want to be right part of it.
They didn't know how to handle being right and then allowing the other person to just have it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, because it's a lot of times like being married, it's like, yeah, I know I'm right, but I don't say anything because that's pretty much going to cause an argument.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I'm right and I know I'm right, I'll let her figure it out. You know, she'll figure it out. I'm still going to do what I needed to do because what I planned to do was right. Mm-hmm. She hadn't proved me wrong. I'm going to let her have it because peace is more than just sitting up here arguing with a person. For them, it's...
As you was just trying to argue me a few minutes ago.
I wasn't trying to argue. I let it go. As you saw, I was like, let's move it right along.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's the way you move it right along.
Oh, okay. That's you have a problem. Anyway, that's a you problem, not a me problem. But no, the way that they work together, as far as like I have to be right, I have to do this, I have to do this. Almost like they both have alpha. What's the mindsets?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the way it has to go, but you know, I don't know. It's like they don't know how to be leaders in a specific way that they needed to be for each other. So
yeah, I can see that.
Michaela did say she had a problem with Zach's lack of forgiveness, because Zach hit it on the head when he was like, Michaela's behavior is Michaela, because it is. It's like if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, I have to assume that it's a duck.
Not saying that either one of them is right or wrong in that instance, but I see, you know how sometimes you can have an attitude, me specifically, I can have an attitude about something, and then when I get over it, but you still think that I have an attitude, you try to make everything that I did have an attitude behind, and it's like, all I said was, yeah.
You closed the door like you was mad.
Right. And so I'm wondering if Zach was doing that to her.
I'm pretty sure that's what was going on.
Like, you flipped out on me. You gonna flip out on me again. And she's like, I literally was just like, could you let me know next time? And he's like, no, because the last time you didn't do this. And that's what their relationship felt like.
Yeah.
A whole lot of, okay, I'm not mad. Oh, now you're trying to say I'm mad? Let me be this angry person that you're trying to make me out to be. And of course, I gotta be right.
Yeah.
So then, last thing.
Her sister, Sharifa.
No, I wouldn't even go back to Sharifa. I talked about Sharifa being there with both wanting to be right. The next thing that I wrote down was that Michaela said that after decision day, she basically moved into Zach's apartment. She was there for like 8 days straight. She said she was cooking, cleaning, and having sex with him. And
Zach was flipping out in the back.
And he told her that he would deny if any of this happened. That any of this happened if she was asked. And then all of a sudden, one day, I think it wasn't all of a sudden. Correct me if I'm wrong. But she said one day he told her she had to leave. And
that was the end of it.
That was the end of it. I know there wasn't a leave without a fight. I know that there wasn't.
I think it's like 4 months in between there and decision day, right?
I can't remember.
Probably. The reunion and decision day. I'm not sure.
That sounds about accurate. Kevin was basically like, you're crazy because this guy told you he did not want you. And yet you were back at his house.
And she was like, I know.
What? And there has to be some type of validity to it because I can't see her making up this scenario, because even when he was backstage, like with his moans and groans, Zach, he wasn't like, she's lying about staying at his house.
Yeah. Like, no, he worked it to the point where he couldn't work it anymore. Zach's a people pleaser and he wants everything to look perfect on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even though the inside could be a complete mess. Mm-hmm. And
he's like, what's his name on last season? I think his name was Ryan. Yeah, Claire and Ryan. Everything looks good on the outside, but when you open up my cabinet door, everything's falling apart.
That's exactly it. And, he wants people to see him not being the villain, him not doing anything wrong, because the crazy idea of I'm going to divorce you, mm-hmm. but I want us to remain like in a relationship, or I want us to date, like that's stupid. Mm-hmm. And the fact that that idea came about, and the fact that she was like, yeah, I'm going to go along with it, for a little while. But then he was like, nah, this is not
a piece of a man is better than no man at all.
That's stupid to me. But
that's what people say, though.
That's so dumb.
I'm not disagreeing that it's dumb. It's very much rooted in ignorance.
And anybody that's doing that, I'm not calling you dumb. I'm just calling that situation dumb.
That mindset.
But yeah, it's that's what it is with Zach. It's just he, wants to not be looked upon as bad. Mm-hmm. And because that's a bad look, and she's telling him, yeah, I'm going to deny that ever happened. Which, honestly, it sounds like it could. There's there's some truth somewhere in there.
It wasn't 8 days, it was 6.
Right. She didn't stay over. She just came over every day.
And she came and she didn't leave except for when she went to work.
Right. But she came back.
It's something stupid like
it's
that.
Something done it's those parts of the story. And that's what it makes him able to deny that happened. So
Zach came out and he says that Kevin asked him about the relationship, like what was the beginning of the end, essentially. And he said his nervousness happened after the dog daycare situation when she moved out. And I was like, I wish somebody would release the text messages and the voicemails from that particular situation. Because it has to be so much more than I kept calling you. Like, this is a 2-hour span. I left at 7, I was back by 9, and you moved out in 2 hours. It just doesn't
make sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
That don't add up either.
The math ain't mathing. He tells Kevin that if he could do anything different, he says he would not have left. I think that leaving was just the beginning of the dumb things that he did. She did a lot of dumb stuff too. I think that they needed to work on a matter of forgiveness and attempting to actually understand each other.
I just felt like they had way too many personal issues to be prepared for marriage, because marriage is great. You know, it's one of the most awesome things that we as human beings get a chance to experience, but it's also taxing and mentally and physically, because you have to constantly like merge your life with another person who has their own mind, who has their own goals, who has their own aspirations. But you have to merge yours with theirs, and you have to be respectful to each other. You have to learn to gain more love for each other as days go by, because this person is ever changing. The like at 10 years old, you're not the same person at 20. At 20 years old, you're not the same person at 30. At 30 years old, 40 and 50, and and so on and so on, because your beliefs change, your circumstance change,
and the things that happen to you can really change you at your core as well.
Right. And so it's like being married, you still fighting for that love that you first sparked with each other, that said, hey, I can do this with her. And this thing is life. I can do life with her, or I can do life with him. And that's the thing. But you have to be sure that that's what you want mentally. And those two people, I feel like Zach and Michaela, were not mentally mature enough. And I don't want to say they're not mentally mature, because they are two mature adults. But as far as being prepared mentally,
they weren't emotionally mature about
that's
this.
That's what I'm looking for. Emotionally mature of marriage, because of the fight and the struggles and the everything else. Because what people see, what we show people, is the good times. You know, it's the times where marriage makes sense and it makes it appealing. It's
like people using Instagram as their highlight reel. It's like, take it back to us. Yeah, we bought a house, but
right.
It took 17 misses to get the house.
Right, exactly. So it's like, we mentioned those, like, and that's the point of our podcast too. If I can talk about that a little bit, the podcast itself, we try our best to talk about the good times, but we also try to talk about the bad times as well.
Right.
The times that people wouldn't normally see, but also understand that they're there, and make it where, like, you're not only seeing this one side and you think marriage is like every day is going to be peachy keen, like the butterflies that Ryan was looking. No, is it Ryan? The Brian's the boy. Yeah. Yes. That Ryan was looking for with Brett. Like, nah, you're not going to have those butterflies every day. You have to realize this person has to wake up. They don't look the same. This person gets sick. This person, has bad days. You have bad days. You get sick, and you get older. You get bigger. You get smaller. You grow gray hair. Like when me and Artieka got together, I didn't have any gray hair. And look at me now.
I'm pretty sure you had some gray hairs.
I had like 1 or 2 strands. But anyway.
I was like, don't be trying to put that on me.
Well, anyway, I said all that to say, man, like those two, in the beginning, I really thought they were like, because they were so head over heels for each other, unpacking and seeing what we saw, it's like they wasn't ready for this, like, at all. Like, they still had some growing up to do emotionally, to be prepared. Like, there wasn't, I think they need to find a person that they can actually grow with and grow into marriage with, instead of all of a sudden being surprised, this is who you're marrying, because I feel like their whole relationship was lustful, so I have nothing else to say.
Last thing is, Ryan told Kevin that he doesn't see how he was confusing on decision day. And I was like, well, okay, so at this point,
Zach told Kevin. You said Ryan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Zach.
Yeah. I was like, when we go back to Ryan?
Lord, forgive me mentioning the wrong man's name. I did that on last week's too.
Did you?
Yeah, I called Jose Johnny. I would have got locked out.
I wouldn't lock you out.
No, I'm talking about by him.
Oh, yeah.
You sure would have.
Anyway, go say what you was going to say.
So Zach doesn't understand how he was confusing to Michaela on decision day. And I'm like, how does everybody else see this? and not you. I really hope that at this point in life, like somebody has watched this season back and perhaps had a conversation with him. Be like, let me show you where you were wrong. Mm-hmm. Because saying to a woman who wants to be with you, hey, I don't want to be with you. However, I think that the two of us can get together at another point after we cut off these cameras, after, the crew goes away and we can just live life. But I don't want to promise you that, and I want to divorce you. But here's a glimmer of hope, because that's essentially what he said. Here's some hope. However, no.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's exactly what he said.
And she's riding on the hope because she's like, I married you. This should work. We can be together. And he's like, snatching my hope back. And then he gives another glimmer of hope with, you can stay at my place. Nope. Got to get out. Snatch it back. It's like somebody, again, Kojo, put a lot of things on you.
Yeah.
Come, bring these people to us so we can talk.
That's funny.
I have nothing else for them on this reunion.
Yeah.
I am interested for part 2 with everyone being together.
I am too. We see Gil cry.
Gil does cry.
I'm wondering what he's crying for.
All I say is I hope nobody died.
Yeah, I hope nobody dies.
Because that's usually the reason that I would want to cry. I usually cry for death and rage.
Yeah. So, you guys, I've been sitting here like when she was talking, I was sitting here trying to figure out the question. What are you guys looking forward to finding out in next week's episode the most? So we're going to post that on the comment section.
Pin
it. We're going to pin it on the comment section. You guys let us know below.
I have another question.
What?
Who was Gil lying the first time or the second time? Because we know he was lying.
That's funny. We won't know that until next week, I guess.
No, I'm saying, what do they think?
Oh.
Was he lying the first time or the second time? Did he lie to his mama about she makes twice as much? Or did he lie to us when he said he brings home $100 more every paycheck?
I don't know. Anyway, that's all I got.
All right. If you guys haven't already, please, again, take a minute to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, comment down below, and share this video to a friend. And we will see. It comes on next week, right?
I think so.
We'll see you guys after Turkey Day.
Yep.
Bye.
Peace.